So.
Someone else. Not
Somebody else.
not that guy. Not that guy.
Why not?
Fuck that. I probably got some disease off that shit. Oh wait,
We're on the air.
didn't our guest go?
We're on the air.
Okay, didn't our guest go in that hot tub too with a bunch of other guys?
Yes, he did. We have to ask
Well,
him
was it
about that.
official Brazzers? Because I remember seeing it was Brazzers, you know.
Why you keep getting us a... Let me just mention it again. I love you, Eli. Forgive me. Okay? Forgive us.
What is it
Forgive
gonna-
us for the show because Ed is just being...
What is he gonna do? Kick your shins?
Welcome to the Wrestling Guy podcast here on, what the hell's today? June 28th. June 28th, 2016.
Yeah.
I'm here with Ed. Engineer Roy made his way onto the show somehow. Fucking couldn't come to the signing for Taya. Banned from there,
I was banned from you. Banned me from that.
but you fucking made it to the podcast.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
And I'm going to let you do the honors today of introducing our guest. Go ahead.
What do they call him?
Oh, my God.
I've only seen like 3 matches of his.
Just introduce our guest before he kicks our ass.
Our guest is the big man, Eli Everfly.
What happened to the music? Roy, you're fine.
Whoa. He's packing, dude. The little man is packing. Oh, is that your phone? Oh, no, wait.
My phone's right here.
Oh, man, I feel all molested now. It's like when a dog comes up to you and he starts humping your leg.
Oh, shit.
God damn, you're...
I would like to tell you before, we love you here, except Ed. I don't know what Ed's problem is with you, but we all love you.
No, I like Eli.
You're such a damn liar. You've been talking shit about him for like the last 3 shows.
No, it's not talking shit, just simple observations.
Well, welcome back from Europe.
Thank you.
How was it?
It was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a lot of cool stuff. I saw a lot of cool places, and I got to wrestle in front of a lot of cool people.
They're big crowds, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty big crowds. We did a lot of theater shows and a lot of festivals, like big festivals like Pink Pop, Rock 'em Ring, Rock 'em Park, in Germany. We yeah.
How are the fans
Awesome.
compared to over here?
Well, let's say who he was touring with. No one, he was with
Oh, okay.
Pussifer.
Yeah.
Toured U.S., most of the U.S.
Yeah, I started.
Just throw that name out there just like that, like it's nothing.
Okay, explain to the
Explain
viewers.
to them.
Okay,
it's-
you explain. Okay.
I mean,
All right,
come on,
go
this
ahead.
is Maynard. I mean, you've heard of Tool, you've heard of Perfect Circle. This is his other band.
Okay.
I mean, this guy's the shit.
So how did they get connected with wrestling, first and foremost, for those that don't know?
Well, I know. Last time we really didn't talk about it because I had to
Yeah.
keep it a secret. All right. So now it's really out in the open, and it's already been about like 9 months or so since this has been going on. When we first started to do this tour, the Poobell twins, who were part of Lucha Vavoom at the time, got somehow affiliated with Maynard and his, I guess his tour manager or one of the producers of the show, and they asked him if he knew anything about wrestling, and I guess they had this whole idea to have wrestling as their open act to make it really Lucha Vavoom-ish, because
Right.
Lucha Vavoom is where they got the idea from in general. You know, all the comedy and everything, where it's not really too much
That
focused
explains
on
why they would go
wrestling.
with you, comedy wrestling.
Yeah, I don't even know. Right? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, yeah. Which is really strange because all the people who were picked weren't really, I would say, that in that category. Like we're not all comedy wrestlers. Like the people who were well, to begin, we had a tryout at Santino Bros because the Poobells asked us if we could host their tryouts, and they really, I don't know if they knew about me already, if they trained Los Luchas with me or something, but somehow they knew about me, and they really wanted me to do the tryout. So I did the tryout. Well, at first I actually walked away from the tryout, you know, because they asked if I had a passport, and I was like, I don't even have a passport. So I walked away, and I was like, I'm gonna do Los Luchas because Los Luchas was going on that same day. I was like, fuck it, I'll put in some work, you know. I didn't really think anything of it, and then Sylvia came back and she was yelling at me, and she's like, what the hell is wrong with you? You got to go back over there. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. And then I was all scared, and I was like, okay, please just stop yelling at me. I went, you know, and then I finished up the tryout, and yeah, they really liked me, and yeah, and then ever since then, like, we've just been rolling with this, and the first tour we toured around the United States, like pretty much every major city, like
Canada
not
too,
most of every. Yeah, and we went to Canada as well. And then the second time around, we hit all the B cities, and then we ended up hitting 44 states within the past 7 months at that time. And then the past 3 weeks we've been touring Europe, and we hit 9 different countries. It was just 3 weeks, but every day we're doing something, always on the road. Like really, it was really tiring, but at the same time, it was an awesome experience. And then doing this one act, and our act is called Lucifer. You can look us up on Google and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, that's our act. It's called Lucifer, and it's just comedy based. It's like rated R because how we cuss, and all the,
Dirty.
profanity shit. We say. Yeah. We have a lot of dirty jokes, and stuff. So. Yeah, I mean, like it's a different form of wrestling, and then we got a lot of shit from it too on the internet because of what we do. Somewhat similar to how Joey Ryan gets, his heat, his viewpoint flex per se. We kind of people see us as an act, and we're killing the business.
Special attraction.
Yeah, or so. Yeah, exactly. But we're just we got hired to do this thing and portray wrestling as this, and we did. So I mean, it's been awesome, and then everywhere we go, we get a great response for the most part, But there are always some fans,
So basically, you toured the whole U.S. You hit 9 countries in Europe.
Yeah.
So you probably wrestled in more areas than anybody in our little scene here in SoCal, right? Because I mean, you've hit
Well, I did a lot for the short time that I have, been wrestling for sure. But the whole opportunity with Pussifer was great and everything. It gave me experience that I will never get anywhere.
How are the ring rats in Europe?
Oh God. Well, women are different everywhere, I would say.
Because you got band groups too, right? So I mean,
culture is a little different everywhere, but in Europe it's very.
So we can say the Fly had a good time.
Yeah, you can say the Fly had a good time in Europe. Yeah, definitely. But no, what's up?
I was gonna say, how you were saying that people gave you heat, similar to what Joey Ryan does. But isn't that kind of the same with like Lucha Baboom? It's kind of right. I mean, it's not really wrestling.
Yeah, it's more a show based around wrestling, and I guess people who would
Marks
who like to really view wrestling in
as a pure sport.
Yeah, exactly, as a pure sport. They kind of really don't like what we're doing. But I guess people who appreciate wrestling in all type of forms, like Mike Quackenbush had that speech, and it's on YouTube. It's one of his most famous speeches.
Chikara.
And Chikara, and he talks about how what's wrestling in the eyes of a murder mystery, or in the eyes of a romantic comedy or whatever, what is wrestling in this, we watch Lucha Underground, which is really famous right now, and then that's pretty much when I watch that, it's like watching Mortal Kombat,
right?
To me, it's like watching Mortal Kombat but pro wrestling, and I love Mortal Kombat, so I really like this show. So I mean, that just shows wrestling could be so much more than just what a legitimate sport is, And so I'm the type of person that appreciates all different styles of wrestling, I love Lucha Baboom, I love Lucha Underground, I like WWE too, I like it all, I like British wrestling, I like wrestling is viewed as in the legitimate sport, I like that style as well, but I just
like wrestling.
Yeah, I just like wrestling in general. It's cool.
Well, the show that you guys put on wasn't geared toward wrestling fans, so
no.
So it's bringing other people into that culture, and it's a show.
Definitely. I think. Well, we were the first wrestling group to ever tour in history with a band as an opening act. We're the first ever. All right, and then also, which is so cool about this, it's Lucha Libre, so we got to introduce Lucha Libre to places where Lucha Libre has never been seen before, you know, like in fucking Germany,
Right.
you know, like people have never seen Lucha Libre, and then they saw it, you know, and they're fucking amazed, you know, because people like never really even see wrestling out there in general, you know, like they'll see probably independent wrestling, which is very different, and they'll see you know, WWE come through a tour maybe, you know, like once a year, once every 2 years, but yeah, like the fact that we showed people Lucha Libre and it was different. It wasn't even, I mean, the shit they do in like Mexico is real lucha. You know, like what we're doing
Joey could lucha.
Yeah. I mean, like what we do is Lucha Libre, but it's a different form of Lucha Libre. It's more newer. It's like fresh, you know.
Yeah. Were you nervous going on this tour and going to different states and, like you said, in country, knowing that people, like Roy said, weren't wrestling, maybe it wasn't geared towards wrestling fans, so were you nervous, like, oh, what happens if they boo us off the damn stage, you know, because these guys are not wrestling fans?
Well, we pretty much were ready for all of that, I guess, going into this, because we knew that a lot of the places that we were going to perform at weren't Lucha Libre, I guess. They didn't know what Lucha Libre was, right, for the most part. But I guess we were confident within ourselves as performers and entertainers, to whereas we had this act and we knew it was a hit. And I mean, some places it would be a hit too, but there are places where they just really don't accept what you're doing, you know. And I think a lot of the places they did, but they were really quiet about it because of the culture, you know. Yeah. And then maybe the seating arrangement where they had to sit down and they couldn't stand up, you know. But for the most part, it was really good. Like we got really good reviews. Like if you look up Lucifer reviews, and for the most part they're good. I mean, there's a few assholes out there, you know. Yeah, but at the same time, it was a good experience and everybody really enjoys it too. Yeah.
I think I saw a couple. I want to say Ticketmaster.
You could look.
There was a couple of reviews. Most of them were positive reviews. Yeah. And talked really highly of the wrestling and the show in general. And then there was, of course, like you said, a couple assholes that made like stupid comments like, "Oh, why is wrestling even part of the show?" Yada, yada.
Yeah. I mean, not everybody likes wrestling. You know, like how not everybody likes basketball or baseball, or I mean, like there's a lot of people who love baseball, but I fucking hate baseball. You know. Yeah. I mean That's the thing. I mean, but I do respect it, you know, and I know there are a lot of people who actually really like it and they're really into it, you know, and then I think wrestling is just like that, you know, like there are a lot of people who are like, well, fuck wrestling, it's fake or whatever, you know, or it's like
they don't realize the hard work that goes into it.
Yeah, exactly. We're entertainers and we're performers, and I mean that's it. It's.
My favorite question is when they say, "How do you watch that fake shit?" And I said, "Well, you know, last time I checked, I didn't know Vin Diesel could actually drive a car at about 200 miles per hour. But when he does, let me know." You know? Or I didn't know a shark can jump out of the water, you know, like Jaws.
They can. They can.
They can.
Right? Sharknado?
Well, you know. Now, can you get used to that lifestyle?
What?
Touring?
Yeah, definitely. Like I could totally get used. I'm already used to it right now because I've been touring for about like 9-10 months already, you know, and it's been really cool, and it's been tiring, but at the same time it's probably the best job ever because I get to do what I love and like see all these places, then go home for a long time and just relax, and then go back, you know, and do it again, which is really cool. But that's a different industry. Like we're introduced into a whole different. We're introduced into the music industry. Right. You know, I'm doing festivals with like Jack Black, you know, and fucking Billy Talent, you know, like we're headlining over like Blink-182, you know, like things like that. So it's been an awesome experience, but it's a different industry. Definitely a different type of industry.
But you guys gonna keep touring, or is it on break right now, or?
We're gonna finish up in October, and then I mean, we may or may not keep it going, but I mean, it's a possibility. But for right now, it's pretty much almost over.
I'm gonna put you on the spot here. You don't have to mention names, but Any jealousy from your cohort, your peers?
From my peers?
Have you heard any jealousy like, fuck you, you didn't deserve that, or?
No, I've never really gotten that ever, from anybody. But I'm pretty sure there's some jealousy out there. But I mean, it's kind of irrelevant to me because I don't know. I don't really dwell on things like that. Yeah.
You missed the scene out here while you were gone?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. There's a thing, like when we're traveling and we're wrestling in front of different crowds, the new crowds in different places. Our reactions are similar every time, mostly similar, because people are seeing it for the very first time. But when we're wrestling in front of wrestling crowds, it's something entirely different, and it's a bigger rush than, I would say, wrestling in front of 5,000, 6,000, getting them on your feet, that's a different type of rush itself, But when you're wrestling in front of passionate fans, and you kind of like, ooze passion, and then you kind of, I don't know.
You missed the booze, huh? Like everybody booing you.
Yeah, no, exactly, like
he's a heel.
Yeah, the fuck you, Eli, let's go, Eli, like all that is awesome, like fucking this is wrestling, the chants.
You
yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah. No, but at the all the chants and the passion that the wrestling fans, because the wrestling fans are the most loyal fans in the entire world, I would believe, and it's just something you miss, like independent wrestling will always be like, I'll always be wrestling because of independent wrestling, and mostly the fans, because the fans, they appreciate you no matter what, whether you're fucking a heel, whether you're a face. If you're a good wrestler, they appreciate you. Which is something you.
Sometimes he's fucking like, fuck this guy, dude. Stop following that motherfucker, dude.
Now, that band isn't mainstream, so not everybody knows about them. So I'd imagine their shows weren't that big.
Yeah. Tool is mainstream,
right?
But Pussifer is an independent project, and it's all ran by Maynard from Tool, and he has been super successful with every single show he's
Everything
done.
He does.
We've mostly sold out every single place we've been to.
How big were the venues?
The venues will hold about 6,000 people
Wow.
each time. Yeah, they're usually theaters. A lot of times we would do smaller music venues, but like venues that are really well known, like Terminal 5 in New York, would probably hold about like 3,000 people. But it's like,
well, even as Tool,
really
they don't perform in big areas as well.
Yeah,
I saw
yeah,
them
yeah.
At the Nokia Center.
Yeah. See, like exactly, like the same thing with Pussifer. Like the money's invested, but like it's an independent project, and they're not mainstream, but they do big shows just because people want to see Maynard. Yeah, exactly. They have diehard fans. Yeah, there are people who would rush to us just because they want to get on the bus, or like there are people who would be standing outside of the bus and just would be yelling at. There's a girl one time, a little chubby chaser, who freaking kissed me just because she wanted to talk to Maynard. Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, like we have.
Did you whip it out?
Huh? No, definitely not. No, but I'm just saying.
Was it in Europe or?
No, this is like the first tour. Yeah.
Or was it? It's America. Dude, I would have whipped it out.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway, so seeing as you were over there, and I'm pretty sure you were checking up on the scene, right, on Facebook and Twitter and everything.
Yeah.
So is there anybody who you saw was like, oh crap, I can't believe he's getting booked as much, and like, because I know you probably saw a couple of guys who were like, oh, they kind of suck, and now they're getting booked a lot more. Seeing as
you're just looking for some shit.
I am, dude. I am. I want to talk.
You're just going in a circle looking for that one.
I just wanted to talk shit. I'm like, man, fuck that Seth Rollins looking motherfucker. I want to hear it. Oh, dude, that's Eli.
Before I answer, did you hear me tell you I loved you before the podcast?
Yeah.
Making sure. Okay.
No, but
the one person that I noticed who has been getting a push is Danny. Yeah, Danny Limelight. Yeah, but he's actually pretty good though. Like everybody thinks like I really don't like Danny, but I actually kind of do like Danny. Kind of, like he pushes my buttons a lot of times. I would say he's like a keyboard warrior. A keyboard whatever you.
New York,
Yeah, I mean, I mean, he's a good guy. Like, I can see he has like good intentions, and he really likes wrestling. But at the same time, yeah, you see, that same time he pushes my buttons. There are things about him that bothers.
See, wouldn't it be awesome like have Alexander Hammerstone as Thor and then Danny Limelight as Spider-Man and have them wrestle against each other?
No, have them in a tag team against me and somebody else. Yeah.
How about Douglas James?
Doug? Oh, Doug's a
hard
worker.
Right now, he's like probably the best wrestler out here, if I can say that.
You would say that? Yeah. No. I totally agree. Doug has really came up really well. He's a really good guy. Really hard worker. You know, really hard. I know everybody gives him shit about eating pizzas and shit, but he likes pizza, but he puts in a lot of hard work. Yeah, no, he does. Yeah, and then. And he really works on his crafts, and you can see it when you watch him wrestle. You know, it translates in the ring. No, definitely. You know, so yeah, he's one of the very good guys who've come out from Santinos. Definitely.
He's just looking.
Yeah, of course. I want to talk shit.
When you're over,
this is Ed, you know, right?
When you're out of, now that you weren't being booked for a while because you were on tour, do you worry about maybe somebody taking your spot, so to say, like when you see a match, you can be like, "Oh, I could have done that." You know?
No, definitely. Like, I'm in a totally different spot of my own. You know, if anything, people are looking at me and they're like, "Oh, I want to be in his spot."
Right.
You know, because I have a really good spot right now. I don't look at anybody because I feel like what I'm doing, I've done more in the short time, that I've been wrestling than most people. So I really don't look at people and say, "Oh, why me that?"
Yeah.
I feel like people do that to me, but that's something I just don't understand,
right.
Because I've never been put in a position like that. I've always just worked hard and got what I needed to get out of wrestling, literally.
Right.
No, I never really I've looked at anybody and pointed fingers, but I mean there have been a lot of people who've been wrestling in the past year who've been coming up, but
yeah, I mean,
but I don't really think they've paid their dues,
Like,
go ahead,
like who?
Like I already knew what's coming.
Like who do you think hasn't paid their dues?
Well, I mean, there are a lot of not necessarily paid their dues, maybe not have earned their spot. You get me?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
So, any shows you're looking forward to working in, like any promotion that you've seen, like, oh, I would like to work there, or anything like that? Because I mean, now we have PCW, which is coming out. Or you're just having.
I mean, the PCW seems really nice. It seems like a really cool place. I feel
we
like
officially endorsed.
Yeah, no, definitely, yeah. Definitely. It's not the place for me. Like, I mean, I go wherever I fit the puzzle, wherever I'm needed, wherever people want me, that's where I go.
So you wouldn't work a show like UEW or anything like that?
Not unless, not unless they hit me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on the negotiations, Like, I wouldn't say I wouldn't work there. Yeah, like if they meet my requirements, if they if they're cool.
I'll just actually pay.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then if they're cool, then yeah, I'll work anywhere for the most part because I like to wrestle. I don't really care where the fuck I'll wrestle, as long as I get treated well. That's all I really want. I just want to feel valued. That's it.
I saw you were reunited, right, with Captain Comic-Con? I think you guys were on Splitsville or something. The last show I heard of. Didn't they,
Yeah, we,
But then I saw you guys were on the same show, on
it never happened. We got scratched and boom.
Okay.
He's your manager.
Yeah, that's something I can't discuss at the moment. But, I will later on. This is something that is completely independent,
right,
and has nothing to do with whatever's going on in any of the promotion.
With that being said,
don't
ask that shit.
So while you're in Europe, tell us some stories, man. Tell us what you did during the off time.
Oh well,
Bitches. I want to hear about that. I mean,
if
some guys came,
if you want to know, Europe is a very awesome place if you like white people.
If you like white people.
So there's no Latinos out there?
No. Well, in Italy, if you go to Switzerland as well, there are a lot of Italians, and you could easily mistake them for Mexicans.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
I thought there were a bunch of Mexicans walking around with Switzerland, and I noticed that they're Italian. Yeah, because of what they were speaking.
Now, Switzerland's the ones where you said the girls. Was it Switzerland that you said the girls were really beautiful?
No, it's either Denmark or the Netherlands.
Yeah, where you said they were working like a regular job or something.
Yeah, and the Netherlands, all the women are beautiful. Like, I mean, all the ones that I've seen, especially in downtown. There's a diverse culture of people, mostly Asian and white, but they're all really very, like, pretty.
Right, now you know where I'm moving.
Yeah, and then,
So did the flag go buzzing around there?
Yeah, definitely. Me and Joey, we went to this place where there was a security guard, and he was a male, and he was like huge, really good looking, like Brad Pitt looking motherfucker, right? And then Joey made a comment, and he was like, in the United States, he's a supermodel, but over here, he's a security guard.
Oh,
and we were like, yeah, that's so true, like over here, he's a fucking security guard, but where we live, he's a fucking supermodel, like that's. I mean, everybody in the Netherlands is.
It's good looking.
It's good looking for the most part, yeah.
There's no place for us.
I'm pretty sure he went window shopping, right?
Us three.
I mean, there are a lot of places to go window shopping, women. Yeah.
So you fit right in with them?
Definitely.
That means you don't stand in, buddy. You get the boot.
It's all right.
I know you want to know about the women, so keep asking.
So how did it taste over there? Like, was it different? Was it more tangy?
Talking about the food?
How was the food over there?
The food in Europe is terrible.
Was it?
Yeah, we're so spoiled that we live in Los Angeles, where there's so much different types of food and restaurants, that you can go to and experience, and it's fucking insane. In Europe, it's so limited, so limited. But
off the air, you were talking about the bowl of snails, right?
Yeah. Like I'm pretty sure I ate a ball of snails smushed together. I didn't know what it was. I knew it was either fish or some type of serpent. I don't know, something. But I ate it, and they served it with avocado, and that was probably like the only reason why I actually enjoyed it, because they had avocado.
God.
Oh God, no.
I ate that shit though. I put some lemon and salt on it.
You didn't put ketchup?
No, man.
Avocado, dude.
No. Hey, shit, I would put everything on the damn thing if I knew it was snails or fish or.
But you don't eat avocado, right?
No, I don't eat avocado. That's nasty.
Do you think it's nasty?
How are the strip clubs?
Oh yeah, if you don't know, I love strip clubs. I go to strip clubs all around the United States, and I'll go to strip clubs all around, Los Angeles as well. I really enjoy strip clubs. That's one of the things that I love to do, is go to strip clubs and smack ass, throw some titties in my face, possibly get a handy, smack some ass, ta.
Wait, the female ones or the male ones?
No, the female ones.
I like
God
both.
damn it.
I like both, dude. What's wrong?
No, you can't go to the male strip clubs, dude. What's wrong with
Get
you?
whacked in the
Have you seen Mr. Ridiculous? I'm just asking.
No.
Oh, okay.
David's been trying to get us to go to this one in L.A. He says it's a $2 steak.
James and Games has a $2 steak on Tuesday.
That's not me. That's compa.
Oh,
Don't go to
okay.
places like that. Okay, you gotta go to the Deja Vu after hours. That is the best place to go to.
That's around there, but it's been a while.
Yeah, I mean that is the best. If you have money, that is the best place to go to. You go with like $300, you'll be good. You'll be good for the whole night, man.
If you go to Europe.
You have a really good time in Deja Vu after hours.
Not in Europe, though, right?
Oh,
Not
in
for
Europe.
$300.
Oh, it just depends where you go to in Europe. In some place in Europe, you can go window shopping, have the fucking hottest girl you ever had sex with, you know, for $30 or $50, you know. And or you could go to fucking Paris and pay $680 for a lap dance for 5 minutes. Yeah.
Is that pesos or?
No, not pesos. That's euro, bro. that will come out
Damn.
to like $700 in American. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I love strip clubs. I like experimenting, but that's why I say fuck Paris, because I hate Paris and I'll never go back.
I'll stick to Pornhub.
No, I gotta do Nude Vista. I told you.
What?
I told you, Nude Vista. It's like the Google search of porn.
Nude Vista.
NudeVista.com. So you go on it, and it gives you all the websites. Like if you like a specific model or something, and it just gives you all the free websites. That has her.
All right. Anyway, so you come back now.
The
You're
shit
here.
we learn on the podcast.
Yeah, the shit we learn on this podcast. You come back and you find out now that AWS is coming back, right?
Yeah.
You're booked for the show.
Uh-huh.
Are you excited? Are you excited to have AWS back and being booked?
Yeah, you know, my first, I would say, 2 years in wrestling, I would always look at AWS as one of the places where the bigger names in SoCal would wrestle. You know,
Yeah.
like the guys who actually people who
Like the second to
care about.
PWG.
Yeah, like second to PWG, the people who actually like cared. Well, PWG doesn't really even like, you know,
Book
look
any
local SoCal guys anymore. But I would look at AWS as a place where, like, if you want to be a big name in SoCal or somebody who matters, then, you know, you'd wrestle AWS. So I hit a bar a lot of times, you know, within the past 2 years, first 2 years of wrestling.
You wouldn't ask people to talk to Bart?
No, I never did that.
Who
No,
asked people to talk?
that's not the type of person I am. Is I hit up people directly. Like I never try to use other people to get what I want. You know, I try to, you know, just.
You do the resume, right? I've heard you.
Yeah, I have a wrestling resume that I send. It's like legendary apparently to like promoters. I send a wrestling resume to promoters, and it's like, you know, it's just a resume. It's a zip file, if anything, you know. And it's just, but you know, they really like it. And they're impressed by it.
So it's digital.
Yeah, it's digital. Yeah, I have a
There's
wrestling
video
resume.
in it,
Yeah.
or what?
I have a hand resume too, but I mean, I never really bring a hand resume. It's just pretty much an 8x10 with all my, you know, information in the back. But I mean, it just like
That sounds impressive already.
yeah. I mean, the way you're supposed to appear to people is really important, I would say, as far as like your professionalism. The way you're supposed to appear to like promoters, even other wrestlers, you know, like they're supposed to like. I think people should look at you and learn, if anything, you know. But yeah, you know, I like to have I do all that shit.
So
I keep it cool.
So back to AWS.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Are you looking
Yeah.
forward to being?
Yeah,
back
no, yeah, I mean, I would always hit a Bart and everything. Yeah, back to that.
Yeah.
I kind of got lost.
That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Back to Bart.
I get lost all the
Yeah.
time, so.
Yeah. Back to Bart. Yeah, I would always hit him up, and then eventually I got a cool spot doing a 6-man elimination match, you know, and then I did that, and I guess I did really well, and yeah, a Bart brought me back with Cap, and I was doing AWS, for, you know, up until it stopped running, so I'm really excited for it to come back. You know, I felt like that was one of my like places where I really was looking forward to growing as an independent wrestler when I first started coming, you know, into the business.
Because
And now that
Santinos
it's
had
back.
taken over, right? That spot. Let's say.
I wouldn't say they wouldn't. We took over. We ran like 2 shows.
What happened? Was it because of the tour that it just stopped?
Yeah, it stopped. Yeah, it stopped because of the tour. That's why it stopped. Like, it just the people who were running the shows, who would advertise for the shows, weren't there. You know, we were gone and we were doing other things. So we tried to run the shows there when we were gone and for the first tour, and it just didn't work out. It was way too difficult, you know.
Now that you guys are all back, And of course you said you guys are going to wrap up in October, but let's say early next year. Being part of Santinos, I know that it's missing here because there was a monthly show every time, right, at the dojo.
Yeah.
Are you guys planning on bringing that back once you guys are all back, or
the dojo shows will never happen again?
No,
They're done.
They're done.
Yeah.
It's just
Rest in peace.
any particular reason for it, or just looking maybe onto bigger things?
I think what we want to do now is have bigger things, have bigger shows, have bigger I don't know, promote things better. You know, I guess. I mean, the dojo shows were good for the time, but we're past those days, and we just need to move forward now. You know, just something we just need to do. We can't really hold on to that, and
tell her you love her, and you'll talk to her later. No, go ahead.
No, the dojo shows were awesome, and I really enjoyed them. I had like a lot of really good matches in them, and I wrestled a lot of my friends in that dojo. But sorry, I got the burps, and yeah, I mean it's not gonna come back anytime soon. They were talking about student showcases, but that's probably not gonna happen. But for the most part, I'm running my own show now. Yeah. So yeah.
And that is, go ahead. Because we've seen the advertisements, but I wasn't aware it was actually you running the show until Ed mentioned it to me, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah. Okay, so when I had this idea, it all started with us not running shows as Santino Bros. Because when I was a student, I really looked forward to having a show to do if I debuted, you know, like if I had my debut, I knew that we were running shows or something, and I have something consistent, you know, at least to start and have a kick. And I felt like, you know, with us going on tour, it kind of like set back the students who are training right now, and then I kind of wanted to have them to look forward to something. So I had an idea to start this type of rock and roll, 80s type of like wrestling show, you know, like 80s base, but you know, in like a modern era. And I guess that idea kind of like fell through. And when I was looking for venues, I hooked up with...
You picked the best venue, by the way.
Yeah, I hooked up with the guy from the Yost, right? David. Sure. Not I hooked up with him like that. Don't get any ideas. No, but I started talking to him, and then...
Is that the reason for the cold slurs?
I started talking to him, and then we came across this idea to do a Lucha Libre show, you know, and at the same time, I kind of really didn't want to do it, but I knew that I could do something great with it, you know, and I had a really good idea. So I had an idea to have a somewhat nightclub feel type of wrestling show with burlesque, with go-go, with lingerie, women's wrestling, you know, something that will attract people who want to just have a great time and drink, and especially, you know, males who love women. Yeah, exactly. Like if you like to go to nightclubs, and I mean,
you're not scared that you might be compared to Lucha Vavoom or something like that? Because the idea
the thing is, the idea is really similar, because that's what Lucifer actually came from. We came from the roots of Lucha Vavoom, right? You know, and I believe it's something that the people who run Lucha Vavoom aren't wrestlers, right? They're burlesque entertainers, and I mean, what they are doing is amazing, and it's fucking good, and it makes money.
Right.
But it's not pro wrestling. You get me?
Right.
And my idea as a pro wrestler is to take what I've learned and what I've took on tour, which comes from the roots of actually Lucha Vavoom, and to make it my own and to mold my own vision. You know, and this is a pro wrestling show. This isn't, you know, this is not.
So we'll have actually good wrestling. I mean, not to discredit Lucha Vavoom, but yeah, most of their matches are just some corny.
Yeah, it's corny wrestling. Yeah, exactly. I mean, not it's not shit, but it's corny. It's good. You know, like we have like Dirty Sanchez, who's an amazing character, right? That's probably the best character I've seen on Lucha Boom, and it's a fucking awesome show. Yeah, the chickens are amazing characters too. But you see, if I mean, I had the idea to get the great wrestlers in SoCal and put them together and to make this pro wrestling show that is enjoyable for adults, you know, so that adults can come to the show and have a really good time and then tell their friends, you know, and it could be a spot where people could just go to hang out.
And that's a good theater. It's a good theater to go drink and everything. I've seen a bunch of bands there, so.
No, definitely, yeah. There's a lot of good bands too, and plus there's going to be live music as well too.
That's a plus right there.
Yeah.
Are you worried about the headaches of being a promoter?
No, I mean, my first year in pro wrestling, I ran a show called WrestleFest, and that was at the Los Angeles Boys and Girls Club.
That's right.
And I would always see my trainer Joey Chaos be on the shows that he was promoting, and it kind of prepared me to actually do that, you know, because I wanted to be so much like my trainer and do what he's doing, like wrestle on a show and at the same time run it. So my first year in wrestling, I did that. You know, I wrestled Ryan Kidd in the third match of my show, and then I ran the entire show, and it was a fucking successful show, around 400 people. You know, and I mean it was at the Los Angeles Boys and Girls Club.
Right.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean I had experience before that running hardcore band shows at church. Yeah. So that was something that I kind of I had experience, and then I started fucking with flyers, and then eventually I got really good at Photoshop, and then
Hey, you should have seen how fast he sent me that graphic.
Really?
I think I kid you not, we agreed maybe then we wrapped up our show. He messaged me maybe 5 minutes after we wrapped up.
Oh, that's right. You were like,
about 10, 15 minutes. Bam, I had the graphic.
I fucking made that shit. Yeah, it was fast.
I was damn. And it looks really good. So I was either he must be bored in his hotel, or he's just really good at his Photoshop.
Yeah. Well, that's good, because I mean, it's good that you're so into that. Because see, I had already heard about your show before you even told me about it. So that's how already good you're getting at that. It was already put out.
What I liked about the graphics you're doing for the show is I also looked at it as these wrestlers should be hitting you up and asking you to make some shirts out of those graphics, because some of the damn graphics look like they could be on a t-shirt for some of these wrestlers, especially like Mac, who's been looking for a graphic for his shirt, and I'm he should hit him up because the damn graphic is pretty damn sweet. But I did not know it was you running the show.
Yeah. Yeah, it's me running the show.
You also ran Pacific Mania, right? You were the one in charge of the show right here on Pacific Boulevard Mania. 2 years ago.
The fair.
Oh, the fair, yeah. I ran that fair.
And wrestled twice. No, 3 times, right?
Yeah, I think I wrestled 3 times.
You did 2 matches.
And then I did
the Battle Royal. Shit. So then, he can do it.
I can wrestle and run a show. It's just something I can do.
Well, we have some people that also say it kind of sounds like Freak Show. What Freak Show kind of does. Do you see it different than what they do?
Well, the thing is, Freak Show, like I said, it does the same thing, particularly what Lucha Boom does. They have their own characters, and it's not really wrestling storyline based. I would say, what we're gonna do is this is gonna be pro wrestling in reality setting. If you watch The Office, if you watch Parks and Recreation, so, the kind of theme that has, as far as production and directing, it's going to be different, reality-based, but it's going to be a pro wrestling show. It's going to be enjoyable for all the pro wrestling fans. And that's why I think it's what's important to watch pro wrestling in the form of anything different that you see on TV.
Is it going to be a regular pro wrestling show where you give out the card, or is it going to be like Lucha Boom where you go in and boom?
No, you'll see the card.
Because I saw that Joey's booked, right? So
yeah.
That already made me want to go.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about Joey.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you like Joey Ryan, all right?
Of course.
Right.
Like is not the word.
Yeah, I know.
Who would you like to see Joey wrestle? What is What is from a fan's perspective, you know, because everybody has their ideology when it comes to pro wrestling.
If it's Joey and you're gonna have him, you have to have like a comedic match. But he's already done this with that person. But I would say Mariachi Loco, because they both have like that way they could both wrestle and they both can be comedic. But it's been done at Lucha Boom, so I don't know if I would pick him for that.
Hector's another one that's good at that.
Yeah, but I don't see him on Joey. So you have a big name like Joey. Not discrediting Hector, but you want to have like a big name, kind of a similar name. So
who would you book him against?
The Butcher.
The Butcher, right? Where's that fucker?
He's sick. Remember I told you. He's sick.
Really?
Yeah. He's
hemorrhoids
sick.
again?
Yeah, hemorrhoids again.
I don't know. I would like to see him against Brody King or something like that, or Biagio.
Biagio?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Biagio.
Biagio though without the mask.
No, yeah,
without the mask. I'm tired. No offense to UEW, but I'm just tired of that damn mask.
Okay.
I mean, you know why? Because I know he's a very talented wrestler. Not to go off subject, but I know he's very talented and he's young.
Huh.
But I hate that his wrestling is kind of being, I don't want to say tarnished because he's young, but he's not getting the credit for his wrestling skill because they're always comparing everything he does now to Cody Rhodes. You know what I mean? Like now it's like, oh well, Cody Rhodes wore a mask. Well, now he's wearing a mask. It's like, just let him do.
Well, Biagio kind of has his own route.
Yeah.
You know, he kind of has his own idea to do things.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of people will compare good wrestlers to other greats from the past. Like you watch Bray Wyatt, and a lot of people say, "Oh, he's doing what the Undertaker does," and maybe he is doing really something similar to what he's doing, but it's working, and it's something different, actually. Yeah, exactly. Like I like him too. Yeah.
I do like the broken mirror.
I like that. I mean, I like if he would have it with the broken mirror. I just don't like the whole.
So you could have a three-way, but make it look like it's a threesome. So I have two females against Joey Ryan.
What about Joey Ryan against Teddy Hart?
Teddy Hart actually makes a show on time.
Teddy Hart might get paid and not even come.
About Joey Ryan against Eli.
Oh
God. Could you do that move? Could you do the whole?
What do you mean?
Would you be able?
You want me to grab his dick?
Would you be able to do it?
Would I be able to grab his cock?
You know what I mean.
No, I'm not gonna grab anybody's dick.
Would you feel weird doing it though?
You see, the Joey's awesome. He's a really good guy, but I don't want to touch him.
David wants to.
No, I'm good, thank you. I'm good. He's an Angels fan.
Will it be a good match? I don't know. Like, if I wrestled Joey Ryan, I don't know.
Yeah, because Joey could go. The problem is that it's
what?
No, I mean, you could wrestle. I'm just saying that he's basically based off this comedic stint right now. So I mean, that's what people want to watch him for right now.
I get you.
So I mean, it's kind of hard to have him have a serious match when, for the most part, he's not even serious.
Yeah,
who would you book
can't
him
have
against?
a serious match.
Who would I book him against?
Without giving any spoilers.
See, that's giving away too much.
I would book him against somebody I know who could wrestle real well and could make people laugh.
That's a little tease for everybody who wants to go to the show.
So how are you choosing who's on this show and who's not on this show?
Okay. The thing is, when you're a promoter.
Because you have friends, a lot of friends.
No, definitely. When you're a promoter in general, you're going to have your friends, and you're going to have people who stuck with you, and you're going to have this vision as well, all right? And that's where you should not get politics and personal acquaintances involved in your business in general, I think that if you have a vision, you have to stick with it, And a lot of people, I mean, most people in general, I mean, pretty much everybody who's ever run a promotion, including myself, has had politics involved, and and acquaintances in your promotion because, I mean, the wrestling business. I mean, there's not a lot of people who will really have your back, and family is important, especially if you have those people who are going to stick with you. That's important in pro wrestling. So politics will somewhat, I guess, always be there. But if you have a vision and you stick with it, if it's good, then it's gonna fucking happen. That's the way I see things. And like I have a vision right now, and I mean, if I want to illustrate this vision properly, then I'm gonna have to go through with everything, and I'm gonna have to put politics aside and friendship aside, which is something I had to sacrifice for this show in general. You know, like there are a lot of people who I really do like, and you know people who I hang out with, but I can't have them, you know, on this show.
It doesn't work with what your vision is currently, right?
Yeah, exactly. What my vision is right now, you know, like I have this vision for the show, and it's not that they're not good enough, you know.
It's not enough.
There's that. This is what I want, and you don't fit the mold right now, like, you know, and it sucks, and I think that's what it's like for a lot of promotions, especially like PWG. You know, I know that there are a lot of like SoCal wrestlers who are fucking really good. You know, who even people in the Western Coast who are like really good, but they use all these Eastern Coast guys because they're fucking putting it down right now. You know, and then like a lot of the people on the West Coast are fucking shits. So,
but it's like he said, it's that, and maybe that's PWG's.
No, vision. Exactly. Yeah, they have a vision and they're fucking doing it, and they're gonna fucking do it.
They're making money. I mean, like,
yeah, exactly.
Motherfuckers in New York buying the DVDs, you know, like pre-ordering those shits.
Yeah, exactly. Like they have a vision and they're doing it, and that's why they're gonna be successful. It's because they have a good vision, and people are following it, you know, and they're keeping it up. So
I always tell everybody, you gotta go with your instinct. It's your first instinct. You know, you're gonna have people that are gonna tell you, nah, that's not gonna work. This is gonna work. You just gotta stick to what you feel is gonna take you to the dance. By the way, Oscar says he likes your katana from Mortal Kombat with the fan, right there, your katana moment. Butcher has a question for you before you ask. He says, now that you've traveled Europe and half of the or more than 80% of the United States, is Japan in your sights? Japan, WWE?
Yeah, I mean, I plan on going to Japan within a year or so. Just to get the feel, if anything, and to make some acquaintances, network, you know. But I wouldn't say it's like a priority right now. It's somewhere I actually really want to go, but right now, at the moment, it's not a priority. Right now, I just want to finish up what I'm doing, and yeah.
And do your show.
That's it. Yeah.
Do your show. Now, is it
my show?
Is this like a one-time thing, or are you hoping to make it two, 3 times a year, once a year?
I want like 5 times a year.
5 times a year?
Yeah, at the least, you know. Like I said, like when I do something, if I believe in it and it's working, then I'm gonna run with it, you know. But I do believe in what I'm doing. I feel like it's gonna work, which I pretty much know it is gonna work. But at the same time, if something doesn't work, then I have to just start something new.
Right.
For me, when I saw that,
I won't stop.
Booze. I could get booze at the show. I'm there. My first thing I saw was like,
he just announced a hot-ass burlesque dancer.
Yes, April Showers, which is Miss Hollywood 2015.
Look for Mrs. April Showers.
Yeah, Miss April Showers is a freaking awesome burlesque entertainer. She is somebody who has traveled all around the world and won multiple awards doing burlesque. She's an amazing performer, and she will be at Go Go Lucha August 24th. Yes.
She's married.
Cancel the request. Thank you. Now, are you worried, kind of like you got the same kind of like negativity about the business? Are you worried about that maybe from some guys saying like, oh, this is just ruining the business by doing this kind of show?
Yeah.
That's totally going to.
No, this particular show is going to be a pro wrestling show, and there's going to be a diversity of styles, I would say. You know, like
not just lucha.
No, I mean I would say the title is Go Go Lucha because of the culture around the area, you know, but the show itself is a diversity of different styles. Yeah, which I think is awesome, you know, because I think a good wrestling show, when you go and you're like probably even a new fan or a pro wrestling fan in general, you go to a show and there's a bunch of different styles. You know, you got the luchas, you got people who do strong style, you know, you got your cruiserweights, you know, you got your guys who do really good pro wrestling American technical, you know, technicality
You're not
style.
gonna have no death matches.
No,
None of that.
no.
None of that. Light fluorescent light bulbs and everything.
No. I mean, nothing against people who do death matches, because death matches are cool. That's something I used to watch when I was like Mark. But I love every style of pro wrestling. You know?
Still, Mark.
Yeah. I mean, I still I love every style of pro wrestling, even death matches. You know. But I mean, is that something I would do? Probably not. You know.
What if the money was good?
If the money was good,
which is never good.
If the money was good, I will do anything. Yes.
Ah, yeah, the price.
And put your money away.
No, not like that.
Yeah, gets $1 million stocks. Everybody has a price.
You could have had me for $100. I'm just saying. By the way, they said to find another color but black. Wow. Oh my God. Anyway, when is the Lucha Go Go?
Go Go Lucha is going to be at the Yost Theater in Santa Ana, California, August 24th. It's going to be a Wednesday night. Oh. All right. Very different, right? Yeah. Yes, exactly. Similar to what Lucha does on a Wednesday night. And
I'm putting it in my calendar.
It's going to feature Douglas James versus Willie Mack versus B-Boy.
Oh, shit.
That's going to be a triple threat match involved in this show. Also, we're going to have Joey Ryan. We're going to have Los Luchas. We're going to have Tyler Bateman and Brody King.
Yes.
Tag team. Yes. We're going to have Rudy Reyes also at this show. We're going to have DeMarco Wilson, Adrian Quest, Biagio Crescenzo.
Yes.
You know, we're going to have Guy Cool, Darwin Finch, you know, Donnie Suarez. We're going to have
I haven't seen Suarez in a long time.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of good guys. Espiritu, Cara de Loyon, you know, like.
What was that face for?
Somebody get that guy a new mask, man. Cara de pendejo with that mask.
Where can you buy tickets and get more information from
you can get tickets at yosttheater.com. All right.
And how much are they for the cheapskates?
If you get them online, they're actually more expensive. If you get them at the door, they're $20, but you're gonna end up spending about like $25 to $35 if you get them online.
If you text me in the next 3 seconds, I'll give you tickets. 1, 2, 3. Sorry.
So I have a question. You know, you were in Europe and everything. So
yeah,
you know, there's that one picture of you in the window. Did you like try to show your balls to all of Europe or something? And who took that picture?
Okay.
This.
That picture.
This picture.
Wow.
So yeah, who took that picture? And were you just trying to show your balls off to the whole
Maybe
world?
he set the phone up in a little corner of the room and took it.
No, I just puffed up my pillow and stuck the phone there and put it on timer. I did that shot about 3 times and I got the perfect shot. But
how come I don't see the silhouette of the wang?
Because I didn't want no wang being shown.
I'm just saying. I see a little booty though. There, butcher asked your question.
He texted me that. Yeah. Butcher? That's none of your business.
I thought he was sick.
Ask him what he's showing off his balls all over Europe.
Yeah. That's the butcher for you, man. That's the butcher for you.
Oh, my God. Anyway, I have some comments here from Justin Borden.
Okay.
He says he can see you feuding with Sky for the lightweight belt. Where?
Scorpio Sky
Mm-hmm.
at AWS.
At AWS.
I mean, I could see that too, but I mean, my priorities are just winning and being good. So I really don't know. Like, I have nothing against Sky or his title, but yeah.
And then he says he would like to see you versus Quest.
Oh, me and Quest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we get to see that at Go Go Lucha?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
You haven't told us who you're wrestling.
I don't know. I don't know. Who do you guys want me to wrestle?
Go ahead.
I'll wrestle Adrian Quest.
That actually does sound like a good
I think
one.
that would be the match.
Is he even good enough to wrestle me?
Uh-oh.
Like, is he like at my level?
He'll compliment you.
What do you mean compliment me?
Like,
what does that even mean?
Like, make you look good.
Make me look good?
Yeah.
He's gonna make me look
You
good?
need that rub.
From a kid?
Yeah, you did it for some of the guys when you were starting.
What do you mean? Like who?
Like, let's say, let's see what's one match that I could think of. Like Famous B. When you and Famous B wrestled with AWS, you made him look like motherfucker.
I did make him look really good.
Yeah.
He was already really good.
He was already really good, but
Yeah.
you made him look like.
I know, I
And
know
you
what you're
took some
saying.
nasty. That was a
I
good
know what
match.
you're saying. I know what you're saying. What Quest is Quest? Is he good? Is he the new Eli? Is that what you're saying?
There's no new Eli. There
There's
shouldn't
no
even be
Eli?
an Eli. You know?
Yes, it is, Stephanie. Yes, it is.
What?
That's your boo. She said that's my boo talking about Wangs.
Oh.
Oh god.
You know what? At Santinos, I know you
I guess no.
haven't been there in a while, but have you gone back since you've been back or not yet? Like, because you came back what, Friday, Thursday?
I came back Saturday, and no, I have not been back yet.
Well, from the guys that are up in training and everything,
Mhm.
is there any names out there that you can see from the current students that you can see making an impact in SoCal soon? Or are they still too young?
We actually have a handful of students who are going to debut this summer
Oh, okay.
who are fucking good. And you know that anybody who comes out of Santinos is actually really good, and they're kind of up there in the scene with it, within the next few years. We have this guy, his name is Jake Atlas. He's freaking, he's really good. Like, you guys will like him, like, for sure. He's high flyer, innovator. I have this new.
I'm waiting for one name to see if he mentions him. I'm not gonna say it. Go ahead.
No, I know who you're talking about. No, not yet.
Not
He's
yet?
very young.
Yeah.
He's very young. He's gonna come through. We have a few other high flyers who are like super, like, man. And if you know that, like, Robbie Phoenix trained me and Joey Chaos, and then I helped these guys out, and these guys are molding their craft, in the way that in our vision, so I think well, if you see what I do and you see how it's illustrated, then I think you're gonna really like our students. Our students are gonna be really good,
For the most part, all Santino guys have a good track record.
Yeah.
There's hardly been any.
Well, I don't think there's
There's
some
only
no knocks on any other
There's only
schools.
one.
I think the good thing with Santinos is they don't just throw those kids out there after 3
Something
months
like
and
that.
say, "Hey, you're ready."
Yeah.
Yeah, they're no Max X. Anyways,
You see? Do you see? There goes our UEW fans. Thanks.
they're busy watching their fucking fat radio and shit.
All right. Anyways, any more names that you want to throw out there from Santinos that are?
Not at the moment, but I know that we have a handful of people who are gonna debut, and they're gonna.
Are you gonna throw a show for them to debut, or are they gonna be a part of your show?
Actually, Go Go Lucha is where I would say one or two of them are gonna debut.
Oh, okay.
I would say the top of the class will debut at that show. But other than that, yeah, like, we'll have our own thing going on as well. Because I know that I'm doing something, and Joey Chaos is going to be running his own thing, as well. He's going to bring something back. And, I mean...
So there's a lot of talk with Santinos then, huh?
Not Santinos particularly, like, but we're going to be doing something else. Like, how we had the Rock and Roll Wrestling Bash.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to be doing, I guess... I don't know what his vision is particularly, but I mean,
One thing I would
we're
like
gonna
to
do something. Yeah.
One show I would like to see keep going is the Dynamite D Memorial.
Always
Dynamite D.
I always like the guys dressing up, and that show's awesome.
Did you dress up on one?
Yeah, I was Yoda.
No.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I was Yoda. It was amazing.
Really?
Yeah, I made my outfit. I literally sewed it together.
Damn, you just do everything.
Yeah, it was crazy. I got ripped up in the ring. It's kind of like, why did I spend 3 hours on it?
You know what? Real quick, FCW has a big show coming up July 22nd and 23rd. It's called, what's it called? Boom,
Pow,
boom, pow, or
wow.
something.
Pow Boom Smack
There
Show.
we
You
go,
can get that
thank
at powboomsmack.eventbrite.com. You get your tickets right there. powboomsmack.eventbrite.com.
And that's hosted by Lucha Underground's Melissa Santos.
Yes, Melissa Santos.
From
You're not
the
allowed to- you're not allowed to talk to
559.
Huh?
You can't talk.
I can't talk to
Nope.
Melissa? I mean, I don't ever talk to Melissa anyway.
Okay, just make sure you stay away from my girl.
All right.
You mean, dude,
Shut up!
somebody's getting their shit in
You
already.
leave the machina out of this.
No, but that night we're gonna feature Pentagon Jr. We're gonna feature B-Boy, Cisco,
Phoenix.
Phoenix as well. We're gonna feature Jeff Cobb. Shoot, I don't know. You know what we're gonna do.
I think Cage.
Yeah.
Like
Cage. Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, there's gonna be
And
a lot of people.
Danny Limelight.
Yes, Danny Limelight.
Seth Rollins?
Unfortunately.
You
No, but
guys looked all nicely nice. You guys looked all nice and buddies in the hot tub. What happened, man?
Brazzers.
Brazzers.
happened.
well,
Who did that one? Was that Tito?
I saw Tito post that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
See-
Big teeth.
I love you, Tito.
Danny is one of those guys who I guess
Wants the limelight.
no, like you want to like, but there's little things about him that piss you off. You know, like kind of like if Stifler in like American Pie. You know, like everybody's kind of like, okay, we like you, but fuck you. You know,
Right.
like okay, like don't get me wrong, I actually want to like Danny. You know, I really do sometimes. You know, but just little things about him piss me off. And it's not his wrestling or anything, because I think he's a really good wrestler.
Spider-Man
Yeah.
suit.
Yeah, that might be one of those things, but
Probably the Seth Rollins gear.
the Seth Rollins gear, maybe his goofy laugh, you know, his NXT championship, which is not something I don't want. I mean, I want that title. Like, I would love to have that around my waist. I'm actually envious of him.
Right.
You know, a little bit. You know, there's a little content right there because I feel like that should be mine. But at the same time, like, I don't know, like, I mean, I'm not saying that if we wrestle each other, we're gonna have a bad match, because I think we would have a really good match, like extremely good, you know. But do I like the guy? No. Do I respect him? I respect his work, but as a person, I could pretty much give him the finger. Yeah.
Well, there you go. See, he spoke some truth for you. Are you happy?
I am.
So this show at FCW
Uh,
on the 22nd, I mean the 23rd and the 24th, right? Or
Mm.
no, 22nd, 23rd. I
Yeah.
apologize. It's during Comic-Con weekend.
Yes.
Now, can people go after Comic-Con? Is that the point, or is it
That's the point.
going on during Comic-Con?
It's gonna be in Imperial, in the same spot in Imperial Beach,
Okay.
but during Comic-Con weekend. So there's gonna be a ton of people in San Diego. So might as well get close to the border and go to a wrestling show.
yeah.
And especially because Phoenix is gonna be there and Pentagon Jr. Everybody who's going to Comic-Con are already gonna see them at Comic-Con, so they're gonna want to watch them wrestle.
The 22nd, I am gonna compete, but at the moment it's unsigned. On the 23rd, I am going to compete for sure,
Okay.
and I can't tell you what that is, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gus likes spoiling it, so
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna say it.
And then July 16th, before that, you're actually at Baja Stores.
yeah. It's gonna be me versus Danny Limelight
Oh, shit.
versus Douglas James, which is cool because I have a guy who I helped train. I mean, not that I like trained the guy, but I
You're
helped. Yeah, I was around while he was getting up in his grind, and I had a lot of practice matches with him, and I did what I could to make, you know.
The guy's a star in the
Good.
making, I'll tell you that.
No, definitely,
I'll
man.
tell you
The guy has surpassed any obstacle that was probably put before him, you know, and he's just been great, you know. Like he's worked for it too, which is something you can't fucking take away from him. He's worked for.
Oh, yeah, that's the
Where
model
he's
for
at.
Santinos, right? Put in the work.
No,
And
definitely,
he
yeah.
totally has. He's been
Yeah.
everywhere. It doesn't matter what kind of show it is.
Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah,
have a
exactly. He doesn't matter what kind of show it is, dude. He's gonna be there and he's gonna have the best match, which is fucking something I would do. Like when I started, you know, like I like my first year, I fucking did the shittiest shows, but I made sure I had the best match every time. And there were guys like Dan Joseph who were getting put over on TV, you know, and I fucking won Rookie of the Year because I did even those shit shows and I had really good matches, you know.
Douglas got Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, Douglas got Rookie of the Year, yeah, definitely.
I think he totally deserved it. I don't think
No,
anybody
yeah,
else
definitely,
was
no.
Maybe Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa, yeah, she's good.
She's good.
She has a lot of like potential and a lot of opportunity ahead of her.
And her fan base is crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Fan base is crazy. What impresses me about her too, it's just the way she can be a heel and still win over the fans. And if she's a face, she wins over the fans. So no matter what, she wins over the fans. Douglas, by the way, I'm gonna be pulling for Douglas. No offense, but he's my traveling buddy. He's my co-pilot when we go to Arizona, so I'll pull for him that day. I'll pull for you and him, but I know Limelight, you're gonna hate me, but you know, you'll be on the bottom of the card and of the match. Now, damn it, I just had the damn question. I forgot what the fuck it was.
Not professional, bro.
No,
not professional.
It was right here.
At Baja Stars, it's gonna be a very good match. Triple threat. Me, Douglas James, and Swade Thompson, along with Danny Limelight, had a really good match for the XRT title.
Yeah, that's right.
It was a tables, ladder, and chair match minus the tables.
Why were there no tables? You forgot the tables?
You know, that's
fucking Gus.
Something. No, it had nothing. It had nothing to do with Gus. It was just the order just didn't come in. It's just one of those things that just was really unfortunate. It had nothing to do with Gus, you know. But yeah, it was an awesome match regardless of you know what happened, you know. And this match alone is going to be something really good because we've all worked each other before. And you know, Douglas and Danny Limelight have had a feud. Me and Douglas just fit the mold together. And me and Danny, like, I don't even want to wrestle Danny, but
but he's there.
But yeah, but I mean, it's gonna happen, and I know that we're gonna be competitive when it happens, and it's gonna be something really good. So, yeah, I think this match is gonna be really good, and I mean, regardless of what's.
Is that it? This is all his bookings, and then AWS, right?
Yeah, the AWS. What else do you have upcoming?
That we don't know of.
We don't know of. I know you're keeping yourself busy.
Yeah, at the moment I am keeping myself a little busy.
Are you trying not to take too many bookings so you can focus more on the Go Go Lucha right now? Or?
Well, right now my main focus is Go Go Lucha. I have like little independent bookings like LWP, you know,
right.
Every week, every 2 weeks, and then I have like what's it called? DWE on the 4th and the 8th. You know, I'm gonna wrestle for the DWE Championship against the Reds at El Centro, and you know, the little independent bookings that I have right now. But at the same time, I just feel like what's important is important, and you know.
And it's your vision. I mean, I can see how passionate you talk about it. Like.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like when you have something and you're kind of like investing into it, I think you just need to go forward with your vision no matter what. And I mean, this is my vision right here, so I think it's gonna be good. You know, I believe in it, and it's working right now.
You're going, right?
I'll be there.
Like I say, Roy's going. I know I'm going.
August 20th. It's a Wednesday. I can probably go. I got the day off.
Yeah, Wednesday night, Santa Ana.
See, I was already told.
I guess we know what we are doing. Ah, see, so you already got him. He's going.
I'm already going.
Yeah, show's gonna start at 8 o'clock.
That works for me.
Yeah.
It's gonna go all night.
Like it's totally.
It's gonna be up till 12.
Oh, okay.
Isn't Pizza Hut next to it? I think so.
I don't know, but they're gonna be serving food. They're gonna be serving drinks. So.
It's a good theater. It's a good theater to go.
Very
watch
good
bands
theater.
and everything.
Yep, exactly. We're gonna have live music too. That is gonna be announced very soon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Any
If you could get
rumors on who's going to be the band?
Nope.
No? You're not going to give us any little tease, are you?
Nope. You just got to go follow Go Go Lucha. No.
You would die right there. I think you would pass out.
Probably.
Actually, Justin wanted me to tell you that Quest had a really good match with Douglas James, so there you go. So maybe you and...
I saw that match. It was a very good match. Yes.
Yeah, see? Were you there?
Was
Gotta go.
it an Eli Everfly match? No, but it was very good.
See, I like that.
It was very good.
If you could have your last match, if you were to have your last match, God forbid, but if you were to have your last match tomorrow, who would you want your last match to be against?
Ricochet.
Yeah, Ricochet. Huh?
Yeah.
Do you like? What do you think about the rumors of him possibly going to NXT?
That'd be cool.
Or you think he should stay?
I think a guy like him is a good example of a different direction of how wrestling could. I mean, what wrestling could be.
Right.
You know, if anything, Ricochet is a good example of going against the grain. You know, just like Mick Foley used to go against the grain, or like Tiger Mask or Dynamite Kid. Like Ricochet's a good example of that. And I think that if you bring a guy like him into WWE, then he can kind of like change their ways, or he can kind of like, like turn some heads, and people will look at him and they'll say, oh, wrestling could be like this, on a bigger stage, like him doing what he's doing independently, in Japan or even in Lucha Underground is really good. But if you have him doing his thing on a higher scale, then wrestling could fucking turn.
Right.
You get me? Just like when the fucking Rock and Stone Cold and Mick Foley started doing their thing, and the Undertaker, this whole attitude started happening, and it was a fucking accident.
Right.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Definitely changed the direction.
Yeah, that was not supposed to happen. That was a fucking accident, dude. But that accident changed the direction of pro wrestling, And now we see pro wrestling somewhat like that, And then I think guys like him, like Will Ospreay, like fucking Kenny Omega, like guys like that are really they see wrestling differently, and if you bring guys like that to WWE, which is mainstream, then we can change the way wrestling is. Not we, but people like that in general,
I don't know if
you've done things that aren't part of the typical WWE style.
Yeah, no,
some
definitely.
That's where you're doing things that are completely different.
Yeah, I mean, that's just me being a part of the new generation of pro wrestling, and I think that us new guys, we pretty much have seen the older style, we've seen the newer style, and we see people who are coming up who are doing things differently, and we kind of want to do our own way, and since back in the day, you had to get a VHS tape, and fucking really hustle to get to watch wrestling. Yeah, see, you had to really hustle to watch a different style of wrestling. When nowadays there's YouTube, there's fucking Daily Motion, Vimeo, there's all these other fucking outlets to just watch wrestling in general.
Right.
So you have all these kids growing up watching these and then fucking learning the business and then fucking making their own style. Now, if you're a new guy in pro wrestling, you can kind of innovate your own style just by watching tapes. That's how easy it is, as long as you practice it. There are guys who go to Japan and fucking ask, well, how do you do the Japanese style? It's well, fucker, there is no style to pro wrestling. We all do it the same way, It's just how it's translated, and what story we're telling. Maybe that's a little different, but it's all the same thing.
It's all the same thing.
Yeah, just the way you put your matches together. Now, fucking, what was I saying? No, yeah, I particularly, I put my matches together in a certain way as to where I like to complement my athleticism, but at the same time, I would like to tell a story and have some type of compassion if I'm a face or whether I'm a heel, I think these new guys, if they do go to WWE, guys like me, guys who have really experienced all this and kind of, did our studies and innovated our own style, guys like us are really good for mainstream wrestling because, we see wrestling differently because we're the younger generation. So a guy like Ricochet would be awesome in WWE. Just like Pac, Pac when WWE became Adrian Neville, they fucking saw the fucking whatever he does, that flippity shit, into the plancha, and they're like, oh my god, that's fucking amazing, and he's doing a lot of other cool things. I mean, he's an aerialist in his own little way, with his work. Right. That's the first time people saw our generation, the way we work.
Right.
That's pretty much the first time. who have really seen that.
I don't know. I'm done. This is like an hour 20 already.
All right. Well, I'll ask. Well, we had a question from a fan. He said, "How about going back on the opponents for you? Maybe like a Matt Cross or an Angelico?"
Cool. Yeah, and Helico has been somebody I've always watched for a really long time. Like he's an amazing wrestler. Who else?
Matt Cross.
Matt Cross is cool too. Like I've
You guys are
seen a lot of
the
his
same
work.
height.
Yeah.
You know what I was gonna tell you? I do have a question now. Why don't you just wrestle short people and you could be like the Andre the Giant of short people?
You know
about it. 'Cause
you know who actually said that too? Joey Chaos said that he wanted me as the Andre the Giant of his mini battle royal.
That would be great. That would be awesome to see.
Yeah, you know what? Like at the same time, if the fans want to see it, then I will dress up in a onesie and I'll do it. Yeah.
I can't even ask. If you have your Pussifer tour, and then you have Santinos, and you have your show going on, the Go Go Lucha. Lucha Underground came knocking on your door tomorrow. Would you let the other three to go Lucha Underground?
Well, they're not filming until next year.
Well, I'm just saying they came knocking on the door and said,
yeah,
hey,
exactly. Actually, like I got hit up to do a Lucha Underground web series like a year ago, and then I did it, and they really liked me, and they wanted me to come back, and then the web series got scrapped. And then recently I did. I was supposed to go in for some type of tryout or audition again for the season 3, and then I had the last tour coming up, so I couldn't do it. So I talked to their producer and everything. I kind of personally somewhat know him, and he knows who I am, and I've done some tryouts, but it's kind of like where I have these obligations and these priorities to do because that's how I'm getting my income.
Right.
So I have to somewhat neglect all of this, but it's not something I'm actually interested in everything. I'm actually trying out Lucha Underground, but
just timing is off.
Yeah, the timing is kind of fucked up.
Kind of have like a lot of stuff on your plate when you're like, oh, maybe I'll just take care of this.
Yeah, you have to finish what you started, and I started all this shit, so I have to fucking finish it now.
So are you actively gonna start training again at Santinos, or?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna start training this week. Yeah, I've been jet lagged for like 3 days.
Wait a minute, do you still train?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you talking about? I thought guys, active wrestlers don't train anymore.
No, yeah, I train. I usually train 3 or 4 times a week. Yeah, and then I'll be there training the new guys as well. The first few days of me being back have been a little rough, because I did come back and I wrestled within me being 2 hours in LA, all jet lagged. Yeah, I wrestled Richie Slade and we had a pretty good match. And the next day I was super jet lagged and I ended up going to LWP in Anaheim, some nightclub, and I wrestled Donnie Suarez.
That was the last minute one, right?
That was the last minute one on Sunday. Yeah, and then I came back on Monday and I was just like, I'm gonna sleep all day, and I did. And then and then today has been pretty chill, But I'm gonna get back to training within the end of this week, and then pretty much just start back on my grind. See how it turns out.
See, they still train.
I don't know. I've heard a couple guys don't train anymore.
Not a couple, mostly everybody. Yeah.
A lot of guys that don't train.
There's a good handful of guys who don't train at all.
I don't know. I'm going back to the baseball thing. I don't know if it's just me the way I see it, but as a baseball coach, just because you win one game doesn't mean you shouldn't practice the next day. I think you always have to practice your crap to keep getting better and better and better and better. So I don't know if it's wrestling's the same mentality, but I would think, you know what, you cannot train enough to get to where you
like
should
that
be.
for everything, though. You can always improve.
I mean, that's how
what
I
it
see it.
is.
Like sex.
Am I wrong?
When you first start fucking, you're not good at it, but as you go in, you learn what they like, move to the left a little, you find out they like it, now you know. And then later,
Depends.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you got to practice on that.
Yeah, but
on that vagina, and then later on, you got it down. So when you move up to
you bought that Miley Cyrus blow up doll, didn't you?
Huh?
You bought that
I
Miley
wish
Cyrus.
I want a flashlight. I masturbate like 5 times.
You've never had a fleshlight?
I want one.
You've never had any of that. No. You've never had a pocket pussy?
No.
Why? Okay, every man should have a pocket pussy. Every man. Every man. All right.
I've been married since I was 19, so.
Every man.
It doesn't matter.
They sell.
I used to have baby mama, and I used to fuck her, go to the shower, jack off, and then if I came home early, I was gonna jack off. In the night, I would fuck her, then go to the shower.
Now I'm kind of
and
picturing him jacking off.
Always jack off.
No. No.
I have to masturbate regardless if I'm getting laid or not.
There goes all our female listeners, by the way.
Yeah.
No.
You know. Anyway, before we wrap up, I'm just gonna ask you one simple question. Well,
Sure,
then I'll
wrapped
ask
like
you from
5
the
minutes
butcher.
ago. Before
Are
that
you happy?
conversation started.
Where you are right now?
Yeah. Yeah. For the most part, I'm pretty happy. You know. Doing an act where you do the same thing every day it kind of gets to you, but at the same time, picking what you love to do is something in itself. So yeah, I would say I'm happy. You know where I'm at.
Happier than the last time you did the show?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You've accomplished more.
Yeah, when the last time I did the show, I was a pretty pissed off person, you know, and I was I don't know, like I kind of didn't really see my direction, but now I kind of like see where I want to be, and it's been working out. So yeah, for the most part, I'm pretty happy.
There you go. Make sure you follow him on Facebook, Eli Everfly, Instagram,
Eli Everfly.
Twitter,
Eli Everfly.
Eli Everfly, Snapchat.
Make it easy. No, fuck Snapchat.
You're on Snapchat?
No.
You don't do
Oh,
you
shit.
don't, you don't do the nudes, dude?
No, if they want nudes, they hit me up instantly. And I'll give them the nudes.
See, you got one on
I'll
Facebook.
give them the nudes.
Yeah, but I ain't seen no wang.
Make sure you check out one before we wrap up. Check out SoCalUncensored.com. Big supporter of the Wrestling Guy podcast. Real quick, July 16th, Cody Rhodes, Brandy Rhodes, here in store, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. We only have like 5 VIP tickets left, so make sure you purchase those right now before we sell out. And any other plugs, guys?
Just a butt plug.
Oh, God. Look up Pussifer on YouTube. See what he's been talking about. Lucifer. Oh, I figured they might both would be lean. Sorry, geez, sorry. Go Go Lucha, August 24th, Wednesday night. Make sure you go get the tickets.
In Santa Ana, right?
In Santa Ana, California. Make sure you guys check out FCW on July 22nd and 23rd. And Baja starts on July 16th and AWS in August. For all of us here at the Wrestling Guy Podcast, you want to give anybody else any more tips? Or I'm out of here at least.
No tips. You guys,
No masturbation tip?
send me nudes when you do it.
Oh, shit.
Lagging it.